A few years ago, the really big TV show to come out of America was undoubtedly House, the series about a brilliant doctor with a terrible bedside manner, loosely based on the character of Sherlock Holmes. Holmes? House? Get it? Dr. House was played by the British actor and comedian Hugh Laurie with a surprisingly good American accent, although that will have been lost on Germans who were watching it dubbed into German. A few years ago, Laurie was a guest of Graham Norton on his popular chat show and talked about his surprise at how successful House was in Europe. He talked about an experience he had in Germany when fans almost caused him to miss his train. When he told the crowd that he really had to go now, they apparently got a bit annoyed and started tearing up the photos they brought for him to sign. I expect Laurie was exaggerating for comic effect, but I wasn't there, so I can't comment. And then he said this.
What I didn't realise that the German word, well, it's not a word, the German for boo.
Well, actually, Hugh, you were right the first time. It is a word. It's a specific class of word called an interjection. We don't normally think of interjections as words, but really, they actually are. Anyway, I interrupted you. Sorry, please go on.
The German for boo is not boo. When Germans boo, they go ooh. So I had people, after they'd done all that and they'd said all their German things, I was running for this train and all I could hear was people going, ooh.
This surprised me a little, although to be fair, I don't normally pay attention to what crowds are saying when they're jeering. I'm usually too busy trying to get backstage as fast as possible. The thing is, I always thought that what Germans say is boo, spelled differently but still basically the same sound, and at least some dictionaries back me up on this. And there are also the related words like ausbuhen, the verb, and Buhruf, the noun. But some sources list an alternative, who. And I can only assume that this is what Hugh Laurie heard. Where the word comes from is an interesting question. Why do we say boo to express derision or disappointment? Now, I don't know about the German word, but I do know that the English word was used in theatres from the 19th century onwards. Apparently, the theory is that it imitated the sound of cattle. And in that sense, it goes back to Latin, so it has a very long history. If you dislike to play, you might make animal noises to show what you thought of it. And the one that became the most popular was the boo of a cow. This relates to boo when it's used to express disapproval. When it's used to scare people, or in English as a term of endearment, that's a different story altogether. I'm still not sure though how prevalent the alternative who is. If you're a native German speaker, please leave a comment. Do you say boo or who? So, what did you think of this video? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not send me a postcard? Here's the address. Or visit Rewboss.com, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my blog.